So I am going to be whitewashing some of my fruit trees' trunks at the base. And this is something I've been dragging my feet on because I don't know, there was always something else to do. But now it's more pressing because summer is approaching and we're going to be getting more heat and more intense sun. So it's really time to get it done, and no more excuses on my part. So I'm gonna show you this and what it means to whitewash your trees. So I have this one from Ivy Organic, and it's different from like regular wall or house paint because as it chips off over time and lands on your soil, it's not going to be toxic in the way that regular paint would be. And so why would you want to do this? So what I'm going to be doing is painting over the base of the trunks of a few of my trees, and that is to protect them from getting sun blasted, because you can start to get sun damage on parts of your trees that are exposed like this, and it can damage your trees over time. So I want to avoid that on some of my trees because they are still young and getting established, and now's the time to do it before we start getting that really hot weather. So I'm going to be painting on my donut peach here, my Granny Smith apple, and then the avocado trees, and maybe a few others, but definitely those four. So, and this kit it comes with a powder and an oil, and you mix it up with water to make the paint. So I will start painting this on, and hopefully I don't make a total mess because this is my first time using this. And there are different colors. They have green, and I probably should have wiped off my brush because it's like dripping everywhere. They have green and brown if you don't like stark white, like if that's not how you want your garden to look. I went with the white because I feel like that's gonna reflect the most sun, but I totally understand if you don't want your garden to look like it's white. And you just kind of paint it on the spots that you feel are the most vulnerable to the sun. I've seen it get used for branches as well that are more exposed. And the directions say to stir this periodically while I'm using it. So I have to take these tags off of my apple first. Alright, so I'm coming in and I'm going to paint up to here. I'm not going to paint over those little shoots there. And I've seen different methodologies for protecting tree trunks from the sun. I've seen some growers use regular paint, which is not necessarily great when they start chipping off and landing in the soil. And I've also seen them simply being wrapped with, like, say, foil or other things if you don't want to whitewash your tree. But to me, this seems like the most elegant way to do it. So let me see if I got it all. Little spot down there. So that was simple. Pretty fast. So I'm gonna have to feel this out. I may come back through here and paint some of these branches, since this was a bare root tree that is breaking its dormancy a bit late. I actually just today noticed that it's beginning to break its dormancy. We have some green growth coming in, very small, can barely see it, and it's starting to show signs of like sap and stuff right here. So it's finally waking up. So I may have to move this to a shadier spot, but I may also come through and paint some of these branches as well to reduce like sun scald chances on this. We'll see. I'll feel it out, and if I end up doing that, I'll probably report back on what I did. But now I'll do the avocado trees. So I'm just going to come through and hit this spot up to there. I didn't wipe off the brush again, so it's dripping. And this one's a little less vulnerable because it has leaves kind of covering the trunk a bit. But it also has an open gap on this side of the tree because I recently moved it. And it's got to reorient where it's putting its growth now. So I'm going to wipe my brush off first. I made this mistake already. Gonna come through, just paint up to there. And you're not limited to just trees. I've seen people whitewash other things. Anything that you think might benefit from a little sun protection on its branches or trunk. Getting paint on me. That's sufficient. So I'm actually going to experiment with painting my peppers here, and this, because I'm probably going to pull these out anyway, but if it can help benefit them in even a small way before I pull them out, then that'll be an interesting bit of knowledge going forward. So I'm just going to give it to them right there. Because these ones, it's possible that they haven't done super well because they're getting sunblasted here. Because next to the house tends to be a little bit warmer anyway. So they're getting sunblasted, and then they're getting that radiation from the side of the house. So let's see, should I try this one too? It's got too much going on down there. I'm not going to bother with it. So I'm going to do a few of my other trees over here. I'm going to hit my macadamia. So I'll do this one up to here. That'll be sufficient. And I don't mind if I'm painting the stake a little bit. It's whatever. I am not sure if this stuff is still going to be good after this initial use. Maybe I should try to use all of it. If I use all of it, sure, that's fine. If I don't, that's fine too. So I'm going to paint here a little bit. This one's not going to see much benefit. It's so small. But it is, I do have it positioned in a spot where it's getting hit by the sun a bit. And I'm not doing a perfect job, but an improvement is an improvement over not having any whitewashing. Alright, so there we go. I did the avocados, and I did a few of the citrus, because they're over here where they may get a bit more sun-blasted. And I might be moving them soon too, so just a little prep for that. So yeah, it's that simple to do it. It's kind of relaxing to do too. I have a lot left over, so maybe I could have mixed in a little less. I'm not sure. But that's the process, very simple, and that's to help protect your trees from sunburn, insects, rodents, that sort of stuff. And it has like a minty, I'm not sure if it's minty, but it has a minty-esque scent to it. So that's probably going to be warding off the pests. So yeah, that's the process of whitewashing your trees. Okay, so down here under storage and disposal, it says, recommend that you only mix what you intend to use on the same day, but you can refrigerate it for up to 2 weeks or freeze it for up to 2 years. So I'm probably just going to freeze it and then come back and use more of it when I need it. So that's good to know. So I went back through and heightened the painting on some of them. I did more on the avocados, and I looked it up, and apparently it's okay to use for roses, so I did apply it to my roses because the sun just beats down straight at this area. And now that I have applied it for the first time on all of these things, I was kind of talking about how I didn't care about the white at the beginning, but now I understand why people might be like, yeah, give me the green or the brown. I'll get used to it, just like I've gotten used to the white buckets all over my garden. It'll be okay. But I understand why they offer other colors of the wash now. So yeah, that's whitewashing. Easy, quick process.